talked about today, this afternoon, insofar as it tells us what the process was, it tells us it's top-down. Right? So the elite, the king, whatever the go Robert converts first, and then it takes the community with him. So that's certainly state-sponsored. The major acts in reconciling Islamic identity and Javanese identity are driven by Sultan Agung, and then by Ratu Pakubuwono and Pakubuwono Madura. Certainly top-down. Conversely, a lot of the resistance to Islamic influences in the 19th century was probably because none of the Rajas, none of the Sultans or Sultans or whatever were prepared to push Islamization. And why? Because the Dutch would have taken them out immediately. So it wasn't an environment in which they could do that. What about recently? Well, there's no doubt in the late years of the Orde Baru, Suharto was playing a role in deepening Islamization in society. So I think most of the history is about state-sponsored Islamization. There's a great deal of it everywhere. And there's an interesting question there. If you have a state, a government elite, this is a very general question, not about Islam, not about Indonesia, but about any religion, anything. If you have a state elite which decides to deepen the religious commitment of the country with its people, or which is personally pious and wish to see religious doctrine spread, then the spreading of religion does not threaten them. It carries out their objectives. If you have an established state which does not feel that way, and you get pressure from outside, from reformers, then the success of those reformers will threaten the state elite. And if they're strong enough, they'll just shut it down. So in principle, religions are most likely, in most countries, most of the time, to be successful if they have the support of the state. Without it, it's a confrontative situation and very likely to fail. Unless the state is so weak it collapses, which happened in Iran, for example. The Shah's state was undermined. When the army changed sides, all of it. The state was too weak to stop.
Also in the Philippines, it's so happened that the president does not follow the government, the president of the Republic of the Philippines collapses. Because predominantly speaking, our Roman Catholics are the biggest population. Although it is being reflected in our charter, our constitution and bylaws, the separation of the church and the state. After all, we have adopted it from the U.S.
That's right.
I found it very interesting visiting people in Halmahera when my wife was doing research and talking to them about their historical memories. And they remained not right now they're split, half Muslim, half Christian. But until the 20th century, they refused to join either Islam or Christianity, and they remained in their original beliefs because they were caught in the middle between the Portuguese and Dutch, Portuguese and then the Dutch Christians, and the Sultanate of Tidore and Ternate that made them slaves and used them for forced labor. And as a result, they refused to join either religion and became pirates. And they're very proud of their history as pirates who could not be subdued by either the Dutch, or before them the Portuguese, or the Sultanate of but finally in the 20th century, the government said, you have to vote, and before you vote, you have to choose. Are you going to be a Christian or a Muslim? So everybody who wants to become a Christian, go to this side of the village, and everybody who wants to become a Muslim, go to this side of the field. And so everybody that day, they went to either to the left or the right, and so until now, you have many, many families split because sometimes one brother would choose this, and his sister would choose that. And well, thank you very much for very, very interesting. And we are very grateful not only for your visit to us here, but also for for your many books and your many years of research. We are hoping that out of ICRS, we will find some brilliant